During the NAIC, I hosted a bunch of friends to come together and play some Pokemon. I thought this would be a great chance to get some practice in for Yokohama whilst also watching a fantastic live stream across the weekend, and we thought what better way to challenge ourselves and have a bit of fun was going to be having a double elimination bracket running as the tournament was going on. So we pitted together what we thought were the 7 best decks at the time, as well as throwing in United Wings, which have been doing well on day 1 of the NAIC stream, to fight it out against each other for a mystery prize. Now, I will say that this was a party atmosphere. There probably are going to be some mistakes on some of these streams. We were also, watching the stream along, having a good time, and probably not putting our all into some of these games. So if there are going to be mistakes, I'm going to try and highlight them in commentary, but it's just going to be one of those things. This isn't necessarily the highest standard of play. It's just something we did for fun over the weekend. Cube Koga is always in the link in the description below, where I will be trying to have even more up-to-date lists than the ones possibly even played in these tournaments. So that's always the best place to check out our lists. Now let's get into some games. So we are following along the winner's side of the bracket. I am on the left playing Gardevoir. Tamao is on the right playing Turbo Lost Zone Box. Not really a matchup I wanted to see so early on in the tournament, but hey-ho. Looks like Tamao has an awkward decision straight away. It's Gate versus Colress. He already has Colress in hand, so it's generally a decision of what to go for, but eventually just... Oh, it's a Vacuum, sorry. Interesting. Okay. So keeps Vacuum just so we can try and Turbo to steal possibly 7 next turn. I top deck into a Ralts, and that is my turn. So my hand is woeful. I just have the Manaphy start and, yeah, just drop a Ralts and attach and have nothing else. I don't really get to catch much else in my hand. I don't think there's much else going on. Tamao's able to Hisuian for Sableye, and then is able to fire off the Chorus. Wow, gets a Forest Seal Stone that can be easily pitched because he's got another one there. Then 4 very good cards. Beach Court, probably the... Yeah, I guess he's holding the Beach Court because he has Vacuum as well. That makes sense. We then see the Flower selecting, an easy enough choice of Hawlucha into the zone. And he does have, Dragonite Forest as a play here. He's at 4, so could easily just go for Cram Rope, and that's going to be a horrific turn for me. So, yeah, it looks like I'm just holding on to a ton of evolution pieces and a ton of psych energy, as far as I can tell. I think I've got Power Pad in there as well. Pretty much everything you don't want to see. Yeah, there's the rope from Tamao, and can spit innocently quite happily here. Doesn't really need to do much else. Actually, is just going to get rid of their own Manaphy and Forest because they don't want to draw into those cards ever again. Gets the free turn attachment onto the Dragonite as well. And I need to draw something to be in this game, and we hit a research, so yeah, there we go. Energies, Curliers, not much else. So the research keeping us alive in this game, but we are a prize down, and Tamao is starting to feel that Lost Zone. He's at 6 already in the Lost Zone, so looking pretty scary for me. Gardevoir basically has to be on all cylinders if it's going to keep up against Lost Zone players these days, and my start is anything but that. I'm going to get the energy drop onto the Manaphy, just in case Tamao wants to go for a rope play again next turn. I'd much rather just have more access to Curliers, as Tamao does get to 7 with the switch cart play, and does have gates available if he really wants to. Doesn't really see a reason to go for that though, I don't think. The Sableye is more or less happy to come down here. He still has turn attachment that could go onto the Dragonite even, if he wants to. He's just going to go for another Flower selecting. There goes Roxanne. Oh yeah, has a boss's orders now as well. So, as expected, is going to continue to just charge through the Ralts army. Even gets the turn attachment onto the Dragonite in case I get anything going. And it's back over to us. So, our start is just really putting us in a bad spot here. Tamao now at 8 in the zone. Backup attackers ready to rumble. And we have not much else, so we're going to go for an Iono. Hope to try and find some candy combinations, because that's the only real way that we can get back into this game, I think. Do we see anything? We see Fog Crystal. Possibly Zacian can get into the mix. I can get a ton attachment to Zacian. Try and roar the sword and get some sort of attacker going. Seeing level ball for Curlier means we don't have access to any candy, so I'm probably going for a refinement play here and another turn of no pressure going to be VIP into the bin. Yep, Zacian coming down, turn attachment. And that's probably going to be a Roar of the Sword after this. Oh, we do have an Artisan, so I can grab Cress at least. That helps us play around Escape Rope. Yeah, and we're just going to Roar onto the Zacian itself. Not great, seeing as though Tamao already has the Dragonite powered up, but it's the best I can do from a pretty weak start, I think. Also not too worried about giving Tamao Artisan when he's already much more set up than I am. It's not nice to see another Sableye come down, though, if that is going to be the line. And I feel like Tamao's getting to... could easily get to 10 this turn with a Colress. I think he already has the Psych Energy and Colress in hand, so things are just going to get worse and worse for us, I feel. Not much of a line here. If it wasn't best of one, I'd have been out of this game a while back, I think. Tamao gets to 10. Has Switch Cart Psychic, and you've got to think he's going to target down the Curlier now. Also has Rope, which I suppose is fine. I'll go into the Zacian. And it's going to be 3 and 1 onto the Cress and Manaphy. As it passes back over to us, I can level ball out a Mew. Surely that's just thinning for something. I mean, energy onto the Zacian and just a hit. So not even any supporters for me. When you don't have refinements and Shining Arcanas on your side, the deck is quite slow and clunky. Tamao has an easy Dragonite response, and he'll just go down to 1 prize card. And at that point, I think there's not much hope for us left. Yeah, in comes Dragonite. It's more or less just routine at this point. As we see the Radiant Greninja come into the mix as well. Tamao just wants to play around any sort of hand disruption. I think that's the only way something goes haywire at this stage. It's looking like he's in a pretty secure position. It's going to see another Chorus. Can thin Nest Ball. And thins a Gate. Vacuums away VIP. Again, just religiously getting rid of cards that he doesn't need to draw into. Doing his due diligence to make sure that this game can't be snatched from him in any bizarre way. We get the top deck of the Manaphy. Oh, sorry, we promote Manaphy and not much but evolutions. So we crash into the loser's bracket. Pretty easy for Turbo Lost Box. It's already a favourable matchup, but when my start is that atrocious, there's no question who's going to be a victor there. So yeah, Tamao progresses through the winner's bracket, and we are dropped down to the losers. So stay tuned for the next one.